Are you in a relationship that's starting to feel like a toxic one? If it is a toxic relationship, are you starting to wonder if you stayed too long? Unfortunately, most of us have either been in a toxic relationship at one time or another in our love lives, or we know someone who's been in or may still be in a toxic relationship. And experts believe that nearly half of all relationships could be considered toxic. When you've been in a relationship that started out great, or at least seemed to at the time, but has degraded gradually over time, it's often really difficult to recognize that things have gotten as bad as they have. And it's hard to recognize if it's crossed into the toxic relationship category. Often we're actually in denial about these problems because we so want the relationship to work, or we're stuck in the past, reliving in our minds how great it was at one time, instead of accepting the reality of what it's disintegrated into. So this is really particularly true for us optimistic women that tend to see right past the problems and only see the potential. If you're unsure of whether or not the relationship that you're in falls under the category of toxic relationship, then you are in the right place, because I'm going to give you several warning signs to watch out for. And if the relationship you're in shows some of these signs, particularly pay attention to the last few, then it's really likely that that's what you've got. If you see one or more of these warning signs, well, it doesn't always mean that the relationship will never work out. It does mean that there's some work that needs to be done here to turn it from the toxic relationship that it's become back into the happy, healthy relationship that we all want in our lives. But before we get started, answer me this. Have you ever been in a toxic relationship before? Pause the video right here and let me know in the comments below, even if it's just a yes, I have, or no, I haven't. And then go ahead and click the subscribe button while you're at it so you don't miss any of my future videos. Here's how to avoid getting into a toxic relationship, or to know how to get out of one before you're in too deep. You have to know what to look for. Number one, you feel like you're just not able to be your true self. Or worse, you feel like you don't even know what your true self is anymore. If that guy that you're with is always trying to change you to get you to be something different from what you are, this will eventually drain you. It's going to sap your energy, your life force, your you. And it's going to wash your self-confidence, self-esteem, and self-worth right down the drain along with it. I'm not talking about things like that he's continuously trying to get you to stop smoking or drinking too much. It's always good to support each other and being healthy. I'm talking about the kind of situation like where you're an energetic, bubbly, outgoing person, and he gets jealous every time that you have a conversation with someone who's not him. Number two, you're not on the same page with what you want out of a relationship. Now, this one isn't toxic because of something he does or doesn't do, but it's toxic because of the way it tears you up inside. If you know you want commitment, but he keeps telling you he doesn't, or you know you want children in the future and he tells you in no uncertain terms that he wants nothing to do with children, then these differences are going to tear at the very fabric of your being. The longer you keep pretending that you're okay with what he wants or doesn't want, the worse it gets, because underneath it all, you're going to be really unhappy. And most likely, you're going to be constantly hoping that he'll come around and change his mind, suddenly want a commitment, or decide he really does want kids. But the truth is that it's so much more likely that it will never happen. And then you're going to feel as though you've wasted all those prime dating years on a guy that wasn't right for you. And that lets bitterness creep in. Bitterness, yeah, that poisons future relationships. If you're not on the same page with what you want out of a relationship, recognize this early and then move on so you can find someone who wants the same things that you do. Now, number three, if you find yourself drifting away from your family and friends because of him, that is a huge red flag. If you find that you're rejecting people you love because he doesn't like them or thinks that you should associate with different types of people, then take a close look at what's really going on here, because your family and your friends are your people, the ones who support you and love you for who you are and give you that sense of stability and security, knowing that they're always there for you. If he has a problem with them, that's his problem, but it's also something to take a much closer look at to see if it's because he wants you all to himself without the support that they provide, or because he doesn't want anyone else seeing him for who he really is and warning you about him, which he knows they're going to be able to do. Someone who truly has your best interests at heart and cares about you, that person is going to have no problem sharing you with the people who mean the most to you. And he won't be trying to change or sabotage your relationship with them. Number 4, Okay, he's openly critical of you, even in front of others. Now, this is one that one of my favorite relationship authors from way back when, John Gottman, refers to as one of the 4 deadly horsemen of a relationship that's likely to lead to a breakup. Everyone has complaints about their partner, and that's totally normal. It turns into criticism when it becomes about who you are, as in you're so unorganized and you're always late, as in there's something wrong with you. And if the criticism has already turned into contempt, where you can feel the resentment that's been building, then it's most likely too far gone already. We're all already hard enough on ourselves without having someone we're supposed to be in a loving relationship with being this hard on us too. Number 5, he's trying to control you. If you find that your partner nearly always wants to make the decisions, that he has to have things his way, or he gets really upset or even angry, and you find yourself typically going along with what he wants to do just to keep the peace, okay, then you are most likely in a relationship with a really controlling person. And even if you're the type of person who likes others to generally make decisions for you, which may be why you're finding yourself in a relationship with this type of person in the first place, this relationship can become very toxic very quickly as soon as you find that you're confident and passionate about something and your partner disagrees. What do you do then? Now, while no relationship is completely balanced in every aspect, all healthy relationships are generally balanced, particularly where supporting each other's passions and interests are concerned. You need that. Number 6, there's more anger and fighting than good times. I might add tears in there too. It's not just the amount of fighting, but how you fight. This is supposed to be a loving relationship, okay? If it feels more like just a sequence of personal attacks between the two of you with a lot of rehashing of things from the past that you've already dealt with, you both need to seriously work on the relationship while there's still a remnant of a relationship to work on. It's one thing to get frustrated and angry sometimes when you're already stressed about something else. We're all human. We all have our own unique set of triggers. But when this is turning into more of a consistent pattern than a few isolated incidents, and you're both growing more and more comfortable with saying things that are hurting each other, now that's a really bad sign. This is not how a loving relationship looks or feels. It's how a toxic relationship looks and feels. There's enough anger and fighting out there in the world today already. Your love relationship needs to be the one place where you know, without a doubt, that you are loved and supported and cared for, and that these feelings are mutual between the two of you. If you don't know for sure if you feel that way, and if you're not sure your partner does, then take the time to assess what you're getting out of this relationship and whether it's the relationship that you actually want to be in. Only you know what makes a relationship worth it to you. But if any of these signs of a toxic relationship are coming up for you, honestly, ask yourself, why? Why are you continuing to stay in it? Trust your feelings. You know what's right for you. Now I'm going to turn it over to you. What do you consider warning signs of a toxic relationship? Tell us about it in the comments, and I'll see you there.